All right. Empowerment. Hopefully it doesn't suck. Let's go. Let's do it. Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of the Unarmed Podcast. You know, empowerment is a big word, and it is a very important word that we should be implementing into our lives every single day. Empowerment is right now a word that's being thrown around a lot, but yet I don't really see the full effects of it. It's being thrown around so easily, specifically for women. We have to empower women, empower them to be better, don't tear them down, blah, blah, blah. Yet there's so much back talk behind the scenes. And by back talk, I mean shit talking. There's so much shit talking. You know, we're so quick to say one thing so that you can perceive us a certain way or perceive someone to be all about women empowerment or empowerment in general. And then as soon as they're behind closed doors, it's a completely different thing. I'm guilty of it. You're most likely guilty of it. Everyone is guilty of it. We can easily high five someone and say, yeah, man, good job. And then as soon as we turn around, we're like, that fucking idiot, like he didn't really deserve that, or blah, blah, blah. Like, you know, we're just so quick to judge and put on a fake smile, and it needs to stop. It needs to be something that we need to work on to better ourselves and to make empowerment mean something again in this world full of pretending. People just pretend now to be something they're not. And like I said, I'm guilty of it too, man. Like, I can be the first person to say, like, you know, why did she get that and not me? Or how come she's able to lift that and not me? You know, I'm always thinking like that, and it needs to be changed. It needs to be something that we need to work on. We need to train ourselves to kind of step back out of the situation and really think about the situation before we act upon it. It's so important, man. And you know, empowerment needs to be towards everyone. It needs not to be just towards women. And I get it. Women for a long time, you know, have been at the back burner. It's all about men and men holding all the power. And now it's time for the women to rise up. Sure, man, I absolutely agree about that too. But at the same time, I see it as, you know, I have a son, I have a little boy, and am I not going to empower him because he's a boy and because boys, you know, from the beginning of time have been held so high, and now, you know, since he's a boy, I got to go empower the girls. No, it needs to be everyone. Everyone needs to feel empowered in this world. It is important for yourself. It is healthy for you to feel empowered. And empowerment can come from so many different things, whether it's you at the gym and you go into the gym, you didn't really want to be there in the first place because you saw that it had running and you hate running. And, you know, you still told yourself, you know what? I'm still going to go. I'm going to run, and I'm going to finish the workout. That's empowering right there, man. If you're sitting down and, you know, you're at your work and people brought donuts and pizza, and you're looking at everybody eating pizza and donuts, and you sat down and you opened up your container of chicken and broccoli and you decided, no, I'm going to stick to my meal plan. I'm going to eat this chicken and broccoli. I'm not going to eat the pizza and donuts no matter how badly I want it. That's empowering right there. We have to remember that even the smallest of things that we do are powerful, and you should feel proud of all these little things that you do. And it starts there. Start with the little things. You woke up 15 minutes earlier than your alarm clock went off, and because of that, you were able to have a cup of coffee or something like that. That right there, that's good. Good on you, bro. You got an A on your test, and usually you're bringing in B's on your test. That's good. Good on you. Feel good about that. Feel empowered about that. If we don't feel empowered about these little accomplishments that we do throughout our lives, how are we ever going to feel proud of ourselves ever? Are we only ever going to be proud when we accomplish really, really big things? We always have to remember the road or the journey to the bigger things. You have to be thankful for the little steps along the way too. You just gotta be thankful. And when it comes to empowerment and empowering everyone around you, it starts with you. Empower yourself first. And then once you've worked on yourself and you've mastered a way to be able to tell yourself that you're proud of yourself and you feel that sense of empowerment, then that's when we got to go and work on everybody else around you. So let's throw some examples out here of what we can do to better train our minds for the positive rather than the negative. So let's start with Instagram, because whether I like to admit it or not, Instagram takes up a big portion of our daily lives. Man, I wish it wouldn't, but it does, sadly. So you're scrolling through Instagram and you come upon, right here, perfect example. You come upon, one of your favorite influencers. God, I hate that word, but you come upon one of your favorite influencers and it is a advertised post. It is one of those posts that say that it is sponsored by so-and-so or paid partnership with so-and-so. And you immediately roll your eyes and you're like, oh, here we go again. She's going to be sponsoring something else or talking about something else. And we're so quick to judge. We're so quick to judge. And instead of doing that, take a second to step back and step out of the moment before you react and think, okay, she has a paid sponsored post, whatever, right? How about instead of saying, oh my God, here we go again, you say, good for her. Good for her. She probably worked hard to get that sponsorship, and that sponsorship probably paid a bill, or it helped pay for her kid's school or some groceries. How about you think of it like that? How about you support her rather than just scrolling through it and saying, I'm not even going to click like, I'm not even going to comment. Oh, I'm so sick of this. Stop and think about what you're doing. If you're at the gym, say you're at Gold's Gym, and you're lifting some weights, you're in between your little lifting sessions, and you see someone in the corner of the gym doing God knows what. You have no clue what they're fucking doing. It looks insane. As in, it doesn't look right. And you start laughing. How about before you start laughing, or before you pull your fucking phone out to record that person and post it on your Facebook or your Instagram, how about you think about that person and you say, good on him and her, or her, I'm sorry, good on him or her for even getting to the gym today. Maybe I should go up to him or her and ask them if they need help. Maybe I should just go and introduce myself. Maybe you should, bro. Maybe you should. Maybe you should go do that because maybe they don't know what they're doing. They're just going in there and trying their hardest because no one would ever go up to them. Instead, people just laugh at them all day. Maybe you should go up to them and do that. How about the next time you take a spin class, for example, because I just took a spin class recently and it was quite nice. Instead, you go into your spin class, people start showing up, and instead of just looking around and looking at people, because some people can get real hardcore with these spin classes, all right? They come in with all this equipment and stuff, these fancy things, and I'm like, do I need that? I had no idea I needed that. Instead of poking fun or saying things here and there in your head immediately, you go up, you introduce yourself, you say, hey, this is the first time I'm taking a spin class. It looks like you're pretty advanced. Do you have any tips for me or anything like that? Do you know how much of a difference a small conversation will be towards the way you think about someone? Do you know what a difference that makes? It makes all the difference. Human interaction makes all the difference. What you see from afar or what you see on an app on your phone does not guarantee you the person that person actually is. And that is the truth of it all. Believe me when I say that is the truth of it all. Having a simple little conversation with someone can change the way you think about them immediately. I know that firsthand. All right? Believe it or not, I'm sure most of you will believe it, but I am a big shit talker. It's a part of my humor. I say it's part of my humor, but that's just an excuse for me being a shit talker, to be honest. But there have been a lot of times in my life where, let's say I'm at a bar. I've had a few drinks, and a girl walks in, and I'm like, what the fuck is she wearing? Like, why are you wearing that? Who do you think you are? This and that. And then I head into the restroom later that night, and lo and behold, the same girl I was talking shit about is in the bathroom. And I'm washing my hands, and she turns over to me and she says, oh my God, your outfit is so cute, or oh my God, you're so pretty, your hair looks so nice. And then what happens? I feel like a complete jackass. I feel like a fool. This girl that I was just judging the minute that I saw her ends up being the sweetest person in the history of the world. What do you know? What a few words, a little human interaction can do for you. Now, I'm not saying that every person you go up to and talk to is going to be nice. That's not the case, unfortunately. But it helps. It can help in the way that we train our minds to think. Instead of immediately passing judgment against someone, we can just as easily go up to them, talk to them, get to know them a little more. And then once you do that, then feel free to pass your judgment. Because we're going to do it anyway. We're going to pass judgment regardless or not, but might as well do it when you actually get to know the person, or when you actually go out there and do the thing that you've been judging. Another example of that, and I love to use this example, is CrossFit. There are so many people out there who think very, very badly of CrossFit, and that's fine. You know what? I used to think very badly of CrossFit before I started doing it. I used to be the person that said, these freaking fools over here, what are they doing? They look like monkeys on a bar. They're lifting all these insane weights over their head. They're gonna get hurt. They don't know what they're doing. They're just doing it to show off. That was me. Had I tried CrossFit? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I had not even stepped foot into a CrossFit gym. And then what happens the day that I do step foot into a CrossFit gym? My mind was fucking blown, is what it was. This coach comes up to me, introduces himself, wants to know my history, my background, if I've had any injuries and all that. That's awesome. I had never had that at the Gold's Gym that I used to go to. Like, my mind was completely changed. And now all I do is praise CrossFit and how much I love it and how much I encourage everyone to try it before they pass judgment upon it. So you see, that's a thing that we need to start doing more, including myself, because everyone is guilty of it. Before you pass judgment or before you react negatively, please remember the person that you were about to talk about or the thing that you were about to talk about. People have feelings, y'all. People have feelings. There was a point in my life where I felt so shitty because all that I ever saw on the internet when it came to me and people sharing videos of me lifting and all of that was, oh, this girl lost her arm to CrossFit and she's still doing CrossFit. Or, oh, this girl thinks she's all that. Look at her, she doesn't even have an arm. Like, people just continuously shit talking. One, I don't know you. You don't know me. You've never met me. And I guarantee you that if I put myself in front of you right now, you would not say the words that you just wrote on the internet to my fucking face. You would not. And that stuff was hurtful to me. And it was because people feel entitled to be mean. They feel entitled to say their opinion. And while I think it's great that everyone share their opinion, everyone is entitled to share their own opinion. But for God's sakes, go back to what your mom used to tell you, bro. If it's not nice, why are you gonna say it at all? Why? Just don't say it. People have feelings. People get extremely distraught by these type of things. It can really bring someone down. And that is why we need more empowerment. We need it right now more than ever. And it's not just for the women. Not only women need to be empowered. Everybody needs to be empowered. Men need to be empowered. Children need to be empowered. Everybody needs to be empowered. And I get it. Look, I get it. Men, from the beginning of time have been held on a pedestal and they're the most powerful, blah, blah, blah. I love women. I'm all about girl power, but am I like this super out there feminist? No, because, it changes after I had a little boy. I had a little boy, and am I not going to empower him because he's a boy? And because boys have been empowered all their lives, that it's not time for them to be empowered anymore? No, I want my son to feel empowered. I want my son to feel like he can conquer anything in the world. I want that for him. Not just for girls, I want it for everybody. Everybody should have that sense of empowerment in them. Everybody should have it. Everybody should own it. It's healthy for us. It's healthy for us to feel that way. Some people might get a little carried away with the empowerment, you know what I'm saying? But for the most part, it is a very, very powerful thing when we can change our minds to go from a negative state to a positive one. It'll change our moods completely. And one of the things that I've been trying to work my hardest on is not letting everything get to me. Because to tell you the truth, a lot of things do get to me. You can push my buttons very, very easily, believe it or not. It's specific when it comes to that. It's very specific. You can push my buttons very, very easily if you try to tell me something and I've never met you before. Big thing being the internet. Hello. You can really push my buttons in that way. And I've been trying my hardest to stop letting it get to me and to take a second to sit back and think about where the other person is coming from. Not too long ago, I got a direct message on Instagram from a past follower. She is no longer a follower, but I got a message, and it was regarding some stories that I had posted that night. And in my stories that I posted that night, I was talking about a post that I had seen on Facebook from a mom's group that I followed. And the post stated, it was a mother, obviously, it was a mother's group. It was a mom, and she had, I don't remember, let's just say she had 2 kids. Let's say she had 2 kids, and she really wanted to start working out again, but she wasn't sure where to start. She didn't really have the time, and she wanted some advice. And to tell you the truth, when it comes to things like that, I'm very much tough love. I will give you a very tough love approach to things because I'll be honest, I feel entitled when it comes to that because I'm a mother. I have a kid. I don't have a lot of time in the world. I hardly have any time for myself. But I found a way to get it done. I found a way to lose nearly 50 pounds after I had my little boy. And I found a way to get healthy again, regardless of the time I did not have for myself, regardless of the constant headaches I was having from just having to be a mom and do mom duties. And I felt as if I needed to be honest with her. And so when I responded in a very tough love way. And I said, listen, if you want to get back to working out, you just got to do it. No, there's no time for it. You got to make the time for it. And I flat out said it. I've got 1 arm. I've got a little boy. He goes to school only 2 days out of the week because we can't afford to send him for a full week. He goes 2 days out of the week, Monday, Tuesday, and Friday, the days that he does not go to school. I get it in during nap time. As soon as that little boy is down for a nap, my ass is in the garage working out. Point blank, period. Wednesdays and Thursdays are my work days. That's the time that I actually have to put some work into what I do. The first thing I do when I get home after dropping him off is work out. Work out for at least 30, 45 minutes, then get inside and work the rest of the day. And I felt a need to just throw it on her and give her the tough love approach because sometimes people just need to be told, like, bro, get up and do it. And that's what I did. And I went back on Instagram and I was talking about it on my stories, and I found it as an outlet to tell everybody else, for the mothers out there that may have been struggling with a way to get back to it, like, hey, listen, this just happened. I thought it was a great segue to tell all you moms out there that may be following me that you just need to get up and do it. You need to stop finding excuses and you need to get up and do it. And the next morning I woke up and she had written me, ow, I just hurt my toe, Jesus. She wrote me at night, so I didn't see it. I caught it in the morning once I woke up. And, it was basically this long, long message about how she almost found it disrespectful in the way that I approached her. And she's like, oh, it's so easy for you, isn't it? And she kind of brought back a time when I had gone on and talked about Joaquin, being my son, my son eats good. I'm going to be honest, he eats good. And he eats good because I eat good. And his whole life, all he's known is turkey, rice, avocado. What mom eats, he eats. I am not going to make him something different, or I'm not going to go take him to McDonald's for a Happy Meal. Bro, you're going to eat what I eat because that's all we've got. Point blank, period. And that's why he eats what he eats. And she's like, oh, it's so easy for your kid to eat this, and it's so easy for you, right? And the rest of us are worthless because we can't find the time to work out. And, I'm a nurse. As soon as I get home, I just want to be with my kids, but it's my fault, right? That I can't lose weight. And, what happened? I immediately got angry. My blood was boiling, like boiling hot. And I was like, this bitch, it just made me angry. And I said, okay, Krystal, step back and try to see where she is coming from. Put yourself in her shoes, because she did give me an explanation of what she did. She was a nurse, she worked these long hour shifts, yada, yada, yada. And I said, instead of just ranting on and bitching her out, which is what I truly wanted to do the minute I read her message, I gave myself some time, I sat on it, and I responded in a very respectful way. And I was so proud of myself for responding in the way that I did, because had I done it in the heat of the moment, it wouldn't have gone smooth whatsoever. I'm not saying it went very smooth. I mean, she was still pretty upset with me, but that was okay with me. If you're upset with me and you want to unfollow me, bro, go right ahead. But you know what? I didn't say anything bad back to you. I stepped back, put myself in your shoes, came back, and I talked to you in a respectful way. And you know, I was very proud of myself, but that's not the way I always handle things. A lot of the times you are going to get me in the heat of the moment, and I'm going to respond right back at you when I'm angry. And that's what I'm working on for myself. I'm working on stepping back, getting out of the situation before I put myself back into the situation. And that is what will help empowerment come back. It's all about talking the talk and walking the walk. We're so quick to say, yeah, I'm going to empower women. I'm going to boost everyone up around me. But you just did it for a fucking post, or you just did it for Facebook. You know, you're not really doing it in real life, are you? You're probably not. I can guarantee you that. And we need to start incorporating it into our lives way more often. How beautiful the world would be if we truly did empower one another. If we stopped being so hateful towards one another, if we stopped being so jealous of everyone around us, how beautiful the world would be. And I'm not saying it's going to be easy. It's going to be hard work, because it's hard for me. It's hard for me to work on those types of things for myself. But I know that if I keep working on those things, it'll make me happier inside, and it'll make me feel better about myself as a person. You know, I hate that I'm a shit talker, to be honest. I hate it. I hate that I let things get to me. I hate that I let certain people put me in a fucking mood just by seeing them, or just by someone mentioning them. I'm like, ugh. I hate that about myself. It's the number one thing I hate about myself, if I'm being completely honest. So yeah, we really need to work on that, you guys. Talk more to one another. Say hi to someone. Do you know how powerful it is just to say hi to someone you don't know? At the grocery store, at the gym, when you're dropping your kid off at school. Hey, good morning. Thank you for holding the door. Hey, good morning. How are you today? Hey, have a great day. Do you know how you would make someone feel if they already started having a shitty day? Then they go drop their kid off at school. They're having a crappy ass day. Everything has gone wrong up until this moment. You say, I'm going to hold the door for her. You go, you hold the door for her, say, hey, how are you today? And, you know, just saying hello. And that'll make a hell of a difference for the person who was having a shitty day. And you may have just turned that person's day around for the better. It's all about little things like that. You guys have to be more mindful, and not just you guys, me too. We all have to be more mindful of everything going on around us. We're so quick to judge everything around us, whether it's politics or shit, I don't know, everything around us. We're so quick to judge. Oh, perfect example that I would love to bring out right now. Perfect example is The Little Mermaid. So you guys know how Disney is creating all these live action films based off the past cartoons or the past hits. And there's a big thing going on right now about who just got casted for The Little Mermaid. And it's, I always want to say it's Halle Berry, but that's not her name. Halle Bailey, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I think I got that right. Halle Bailey just got casted. I only know her because I know her and her sister or something like that sang the national anthem at the Super Bowl. And they were incredible singers. And that's all I knew about her, and that's how I recognized her. But when I saw it, I thought, awesome. I hope she does well. I hope she does the character justice. But when I started seeing everyone else's reactions to it, I'm like, that is what is wrong in this world. People saying, please give me my pale redheaded Ariel. Please give her back to me. Or please do this. That's not the real Ariel, this and that. And it wasn't so much about her skin color. It wasn't that she was an African-American female getting casted for Ariel. It was people know Ariel a certain way. They know her as a pale, fictional as fuck character that doesn't even exist with red hair. And people wanted that to be kept. And I get it. I like the old cartoons too. When I see all these live actions, some of the parts I'm like, ugh, because they changed it from the original. But that's where we got to get out of our own heads. We got to get out of our own way when it comes to this thing. Things are going to change. Change is for the better. Change is never bad. Change is good. We should be prone to change coming on in our lives. And so when this young lady got casted, how do you think she feels right now? Because I guarantee you she's reading everything going around right now. How do you think she feels? Do you think she's going to go into that job that she just landed and feel empowered to do a good job when all she's been reading and hearing is people putting her down because she got casted for it? We got to stop being these negative people. We need to start being more positive. Be more positive. We complain about all the violence going on in the world. What do you think sparked the violence going on right now? It's negativity. It's hatred. It's jealousy. That's what sparks everything bad in the world going on right now. We need to work on ourselves. And after we work on ourselves, then we need to work on everything else around us. And when we start doing that, and when we're fully conscious of what we're doing, that's when we're going to start to see the change we've all been wanting to see in this world. I guarantee you that. All right. I think I've ranted on enough about this. It's just, it's just one of those things that I know I need to work on, and I know everybody else needs to work on. We're always talking about a change in the world. Be the change in the world. Be the change in the world. I hope that for whoever is listening right now, this could help spark a change in you to be a more positive individual, to step back from situations and think about what's going on before you react to them, so that we can put more positivity into this world, because that's what we need right now. God, it's what we need. This world is going to shit, and we need positivity. We need light, and we need to be that light, because ain't nobody else going to give us the light but ourselves. Be the light in the world. Be the change in the world that you want to see. It starts with you. It starts with me. I hope you guys enjoyed today's podcast. If you've been enjoying the Unarmed Podcast, please, please, please leave us some good reviews on iTunes or wherever it is that you may be listening to this podcast. Next week, we have a very, very good friend of mine, Ryan Paul Hansen. He's going to be coming on the podcast. It is a great episode. I hope you guys tune in. If you're the type of person that has a dream or an idea that you've been sitting on and you just don't want to do it because you think, I'll never get there, this guy is going to change the way that you think about those things. And he's going to make you want to get up and pull those ideas and all that out of your ass and actually make them happen. So I hope you guys tune in. I love you guys so much. Thank you for tuning in. I hope you have a great day, a great week at that. And I will talk to you guys again soon. Bye-bye.